the right hand lever. That should say M1 on the dash. And then handbrake off, and then we're going to cruise nice and gently forward and then to the right, okay? That's good. You can see where that little baby Aston Martin is down there. We're going to head down there. So second gear. So the smoother you can be on a circuit, the more this car will give you back. For any of these cars, you want it as smooth as you can. And then we're just going to ease it round to the right hand side. There's a few big potholes, so just try and avoid those if you can. Like on the road. Yeah, exactly. And then we're just going to pick the power up a little bit. Bit of power up to third gear, left hand side of the track for me. Up to fourth gear. I'm going to sit on the left hand side. First complex coming up, so just gently on the brake, get a feel for that brake, and down to third gear. And I want you to take the car to those two green cones, okay? The first one, then to the middle one. And then as you get to the middle one, head for the next green cone. And then start to pick the power up a little bit, run it out to the left hand side, don't hold the car tight, let it run all the way out, and then we're on to the main straight, so you can build a bit of power through the car, don't change gear till you get the car rolling, a bit more power, bit more, bit more, bit more, up the gear, that's it, keep it rolling, don't change gear yet, a bit more power, up the gear, that's good. And then we're going to come off the power gently, onto the brake nice and gently, down a gear, down another gear, and we're going to aim for the little white cone on the left hand side coming to you. Off the brake, turn towards the green cone on the inside, and then we're going to keep the car over to the right hand side of the circuit, and then take it into the left, keep it hard over to the left then, and then you just want a little bit of brake to settle the car, and then off the brake and into the hairpin. Watch for the bump halfway round. Next time through, just try and keep the car in a little bit tighter. Now pick the power up. And again, we're going to use the revs to drag us out of the corner. Keep it going. Bit of power. Up a gear. That's good. Up another gear. We'll be approaching a very tight chicane, okay? So I'm going to go on the brake. You're going to stay on the brake. Go down one gear. Down another gear. And we're going to slot the car between the two green cones. So just gently off the brake and just ease it through. And then we're going to pick the power up nice and gently, pick the power up, and we're going to pick up the white line. Basically, put the nose of the car on that white line. Up the gear, and we're going to head up to the yellow cone on the left hand side. A little bit of brake, settle the car, then off the brake and take the car to the inside. Look for the yellow apex cone about halfway round. Pick up the power out to the left hand side. Keep feeding the power through the car, just leave it in fourth gear. That's a nice first lap, well done. Onto the brake, down one gear, again you're going to pick up the green cone, so just take the car on the brake to the first green cone, and then off the brake to the second green, and now start to pick a bit of power up, run the car out to the left hand side, build the power all the time now, feed it in, don't change gear till I tell you, just keep putting that power through, a bit more, a bit more, a bit more, up the gear, keep it rolling, up the gear, it's good. You okay so far? Fine. And then I'm just going to roll off the power gently onto the brake, down a gear, just look for the little white cone, down a gear, up to the little white cone, then come off the brake, turn into the right hander, just keep the car over to the right hand side of the circuit, ease it back into the left, and you just want a little bit of brake, settle the car, and then off the brake and get it tucked well into the hairpin. Little or no power, over the bump, run it out to the left hand side, now you can pick the power up safely. Accelerate out, keep it going, up the gear, it's good, onto the brake, down one gear, down another gear, and again just settle the car on the brake, and then just peel off the brake, just ease it through the little chicane, good. Pick the power back up. Again, looking for that white line, place the nose of the car on the white line, bit of power, short shift to fourth gear, look for the yellow cone on the left hand side, just a little breath on the brake, and off the brake, turn in, look for the yellow cone on the inside, get it to the inside a little bit more, that's it, pick the power up and run the car out to the left hand side, that's good, and then we're going to go back on the brake, down to third gear, aiming for the first green cone on the inside, keep on the brakes on the middle green cone, then come off the brake, power up a touch, and just feed it in, run it out to the left hand side, keep the power, accelerate all the way out, use the power, don't change gear yet, keep it rolling, up the gear, just keep it rolling, onto the brake, nice and gently, down one, up to the white cone, down one, and then just ease off, turn in, keep the car over to the right hand side, that's good, keep it over to the right, and just ease it into the left hander, again we can keep it hard over to the left, and a little bit of brake to settle the car, off the brake, turn into the hairpin, just try and get it in a little bit tighter to the hairpin next time, pick the power up, just drive the car out, use the revs, up the gear, onto the brake, stay on the brake, down a gear, get the car nice and slowed, and then gently off the brake, slot it through the cones, and pick the power back up, accelerate out, pick up the white line, remember, up the gear, looking for the yellow cone on the left hand side, up to the yellow cone, just a bit on the brake just to settle it, then off, and then bring it to the inside, and then pick the power up, balance your power all the way round, take the car out to the left hand side, that's good, just leave it in gear, onto the brake, down one gear, again just look for that first green cone, keep on the brake, and then gently off the brake, turn in, that's really good, pick the cone up, run it out to the left hand side, build a bit of power through the car, just keep accelerating out, keep going, keep going, up the gear, and then onto the brake, nice and gently, keep braking, down a gear, and then just ease off, turn in, off the brake in total, keep the car over to the right hand side, and again we're going to ease it in, remember just try and get it a little bit more into the hairpin this time, just a little bit of brake to settle the car, and then turn in, that's it, exactly right, unwind the lock, take it out to the left hand side, build the power up, it's really good, well done, accelerate out, up the gear, onto the brake, stay on the brake, down a gear, a bit harder on the brake, down a gear, and then just ease off, just ease it through, excellent, just pick the car up, again look for your white line, short shift to fourth gear, up to the yellow cone, you want a little bit of brake as you get there, but this time as you come to the inside, we're going to stay to the inside, okay, so we'll be into the pit lane, so just run it round, and then just keep it tight, we'll indicate you're coming in, just run it over the white line, down into the pit lane there. That's really good, well done, brilliant, enjoy that, well done.